Hello, everyone. This is Jason again. My voice is a little bit gone because boot camp is just kind of that way. Lots of hooting and hollering and yelling and energy and enthusiasm and jamming and just doing wonderful things. So fun. I texted one of my buddies, one of the co-leaders, and I said, I'm getting too old for this. It's every day is super long, but man, it has such an impact.
This is the Elevate Construction Podcast, delivering remarkable content for workers, leaders, and companies in construction wanting to take their next step. Get ready to step out of your comfort zone with Jason Schroeder as he encourages you to do better, live a remarkable life, and expect more. Let's go.
So I want to talk really quickly about figuring it out. Part of what we do at boot camp, and actually the main thing that we do in boot camp, is to figure things out. We build a team, we figure things out, we learn how to support the craft, and we really head in a direction where we can live a remarkable life. So I want to talk about the figure things out piece. We give field engineers a set of plans, not very good set of plans, and 2 points to go figure out how they're going to build 2 footings on the project site. And when we do that, they're forced by nature of the exercise to figure things out. There isn't anything given that allows them to follow a process. We give them technical tools and we explain to them how primary and secondary control work, how AutoCAD works, how Revit works, but the process of applying everything together and going from step to step to step is 100% on the field engineer. And it makes for an absolutely wonderful exercise. And it also forces you to come out of your comfort zone. So during these sessions, we find that so many of us are still caught up in wanting to look good or not being embarrassed or thinking that we know what we're doing as an image, or meaning as a point of perception, as an outward facade that we're communicating to people either verbally or with our actions, or with even nonverbal communication. We want other people to think that we know what we're doing. And when we don't have the answer to something, then we get quiet because we don't want to let other people know that we don't know what we're doing. And it really becomes detrimental because we are clinging to that certainty and that significance that we feel like we need. And then when we don't get that, that puts us into a cycle of silence or sadness or anger. When we don't get those fundamental human needs, that puts us into a cycle of silence or of sadness or of anger. And then we're not performing very well and the team breaks down. And there was one really pivotal moment yesterday that I want to talk about that was beautiful for me. We had some teams that really were starting to get silent, not figure it out, some negativity, some bad attitudes, some frustration, because day 2 of boot camp can be very, very frustrating and it pushes you to your limit. A lot of these guys are already tired from day 1. And we had some breakthroughs when we realized this one thing, when we communicated this one thing, which is a part of the program, it's a part of the process, which is that the process of figuring things out presupposes that we don't know what we're doing or that we don't know what's going on. Meaning that if we already knew everything, if we knew what was going on, if we were seasoned at this, would we need to go figure things out? And the answer is no. So when we teach field engineers that they need to figure it out, enable the craft, and go be the badger, the honey badger, and go really attack their work with some tenacity, that figuring things out presupposes, it pre-identifies that we don't know what we're doing, that we don't know what's going on in that moment. And admitting that will increase communication. We've talked about previously in these podcasts that if we are in an airplane, meaning if there's a captain and a first officer in an airplane and they're having an emergency, usually, and I'd say overwhelmingly usually, the ones that head in a good direction and avoid crashing into the side of the mountain are the ones that engage in quick, short bursts of communication. Meaning when they pick up the black box for airplanes that crash, the captain makes an order, they don't communicate a lot, and the first officer, even if they bring it up once, might either say something or not say something, but the captain doesn't listen, and they don't have fast, short outbursts of communication that help each other solve the problem. So you increase the communication, you increase your chances of survival in situations like that. You decrease the communication, you decrease your chances of survival. And so during boot camp yesterday, the breakthrough was this. We huddled everybody up after seeing some dysfunction, and we communicated this, that it's okay to just not know what we're doing. So we got 2 volunteers that said, okay, why don't you yell as loud as you can, I don't know what I'm doing. And they did that, those wonderful volunteers. And then we asked them how they felt. And surprisingly, they said, well, it felt a little weird, but it feels relieving. And then we said, all right, who wants to go out to the front door and scream out to all of Phoenix, I don't know what I'm doing, as loud as you can. And so anybody that's struggling right now with the fear of that, with the fear of looking stupid, why don't you go ahead and get in a line and go out front 6 feet away and scream that out for everyone to hear. And so there were 5 or 6 people that did that. When we got back from our break and everyone got back into their teams, their communication increased, their questions increased. They went from like 5 questions an hour to like 50 questions an hour. They were communicating with each other. They were asking each other if they needed help. They weren't afraid to just say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing here. I need help finding what the next step is. And that's when all of the teams rallied together and finished on time and met their deadline and were overwhelmed with appreciation at the efforts that they put forward. And we had such an amazing campfire and so many breakthroughs in life. And if you really think about it, the field engineering position and what we do in these boot camps is teach a method of learning. We teach a mental mindset. We teach a mindset of building a team and figuring things out, enabling the craft, which enables you to live a remarkable life. And once these field engineers understand that it's okay to not know what they're doing, that it's okay to not know sometimes what they're doing in life, that it's okay to ask questions, that it's okay to not be the confident captain sometimes, that it's okay to have fun, that it's okay to dance with our fears instead of fighting with our fears, that it's okay to do these things and to drive forward and leverage the team and really rally together with a group of people that are mutually supporting each other. That's when they can figure things out. And when we can figure things out, we can do anything in construction, and we can do anything in life, and we can do anything anywhere we go. And if we can do that, then we can create things where there was nothing there before. And we can enable others like these wonderful craftsmen and women that are out there on our project sites, putting up work and putting in work and making money and doing the wonderful things that they do, because we have field engineers and project managers and project superintendents out there that can turn nothing into something, that can figure it out, that can provide information, that can troubleshoot, that can ask questions, that can enter the danger. They can say to themselves and to others, I don't know what I'm doing, and it's okay, and let me ask some questions and figure it out with the team. So here's my advice, and this is what we learn in boot camp. It's okay to not know what we're doing. And once we can realize and recognize that, then we can go into higher levels of achievement, because it allows us to increase our communication, and it allows us to ask questions, and it allows us to fail forward at a faster pace, fail forward, not backwards. And that is what I consider remarkable. And that's what these men and women out here did today. Super proud. Boot camp is amazing, and I would encourage anybody to leverage some of these techniques for your own effectiveness in life. On we go.
Okay, day 2 of boot camp is almost complete. Today's all about getting in and working through the details. Watching the participants, they really find out really fast where they stand, because they realize what they know and don't know, and they've got to work through that as a team and keep everyone on the same page. And there's some hard stuff, some things that they just don't know. There's not a lot of answers. They got to dig in and find it. And I think for me, as I watch them go through that process, it's cool to see a light come on and for them to accept that they're not perfect, that it's okay to not know, it's okay to fail. And when you fail, the important thing is get yourself back up, figure it out, learn from what you just failed at, and keep going. And it's been awesome to watch some of the guys go through that.
Thank you. So boot camp for me is really changed my outlook personally on myself and what I'm capable of. It made me bring a lot of my fears that I was maybe not necessarily aware of to the surface, and how to not let them hold me back or pull me in a direction, but instead dance with those fears and still know that they're there, but then I can overcome them and I can succeed and keep going in the right direction. So I think it's also really helped my teamwork skills and my interpersonal skills with people in different learning styles, and how to work together towards a common goal real effectively. So I've had a great time.
Thank you.
So boot camp has changed a lot of my outlooks. One of the things that I came in expecting in boot camp was that I knew I was going to be challenged to try new things and to learn some new things. But I did not expect the emotional impact that it's had. One of the things that I found was that I was really stressed out at one point and started thinking about ways I wanted to get out of the situation, ways I wanted to leave. And instead, I found people around me that were in the same situation. I found leaders that were being supportive and being helpful and challenging me to ask questions and to not get in the mindset of leave, but get in the mindset of stay and work through it. And what I noticed is that instead of what that's changed for me going forward is that when I get into a situation where I want to leave or get out of the situation, I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to call anybody and everybody that I know. And being in boot camp, I now have 10 more people, 20 more people that I can call and ask for a resource. And that's just changed, made my job easier and made me more effective, more efficient. And now I look forward to my job even more.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You got it.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
The biggest change for me would realizing what is giving 100% really means. Before I thought that going through the motions was still giving 100%, but I found out that if you're not actively engaged every single day, giving your all, you're not giving it 100%.
Whenever you're ready.
I've been a part of this boot camp out here for field engineering, and it has changed me dramatically in understanding and appreciating the fine details and working with a team that can pull themselves together after a rough start and getting behind schedule, and seeing them rally and change their motivation to finish out strong and complete our tasks at hand for setting our controls and completing our lift drawings. In the beginning, we were at a point where I felt like we weren't going to make it. We weren't going to hit our deadline. We weren't going to move on. We weren't going to have our materials ordered, and it looked like everything was in shambles. We rallied our team together, put our heads together, looked at our learning styles, and looked at who we are as individuals, and came together to win and succeed, and ended up meeting our deadline and moving on to the next round.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
The field engineer boot camp was a very good experience for me. It helped me understand how teamwork really plays a role in creating a great experience for everybody on the project. And that includes 100% effort from everybody at all times, holding others accountable and not letting each other slack. And it showed tonight very well, because we were able to meet our deadlines on day one, and it felt really good to celebrate our accomplishments at the end of the day.
Please join us next time in elevating the entire construction experience for workers, leaders, and companies coast to coast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to share with your construction colleagues and help us spread the word by rating, subscribing, and leaving a review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate it. We'll catch you next time on the Elevate Construction Podcast.